Okay, I've started recording now. That's all right with everyone. Um,
Yeah, it's fine.
cool. So the first thing I wanted to show you guys, hold on a sec, let me just zoom in. So our next match is on Monday. It's against Wolves, and we're not playing at home, which might be very reassuring for a lot of us. Um, so I just wanted to show you our record against Wolves since Klopp joined us, which can also be quite reassuring. So here we've got in January 2017, obviously this was around the second season or third season with Wolverhampton, and obviously they're a bit of a championship, going up from the championship and going down again. So we didn't really meet them as much as you'd think. So we lost 2-1 to them in the FA Cup. And then in 2018, December, we won 2-0 in the Premier League. And then again, the FA Cup we lost. This I can understand because we don't really go for it in the FA Cup, especially under Klopp. So we probably consigned against Wolves.
Oh, that I remember that lineup.
Yeah. And then from then on, it was just the Premier League and a bunch of clean sheets, 2-0s, 1-0s, obviously 2-1s. That game I remember very well in our title winning season, where we struggled in both of these games because of Adama Traore. He was like completely on form at that time. And then 4-0 obviously was the game earlier on in this season. So looking at that, does that give you a bit of confidence going into this game, especially playing away from home, given our current home form?
I'll go first.
Yeah, sorry.
This is actually so. Oh, okay. This is actually so funny because
we've lost.
What do you call it? Our predictions. Can.
Oh, you're cutting out.
Yes,
oh, okay.
yes.
Can we? Okay, sorry. Can we really base our predictions from how we looked like a few months back or years back? Because at this point we are losing to teams like Fulham and Brighton and Burnley.
Yeah.
So to be honest, the way that I feel right now, I'm like, we might just lose. They might nick a 1-0 win, like we've been losing the last few weeks or months. So I'm not as confident. But having Fabinho back after what I saw against Leipzig, I think the odds are not that against us.
Yes. I like that you said that we should really base it on recent form rather than what we've been doing against Wolves in the past. Our away form actually is quite decent. I've written down here. Liverpool have won 4 of their last 5 games, and that's in all competitions, however. And we almost won against Leicester, and it came down to individual mistakes. That's the one that we didn't win. So given our away form, do you think we're maybe more comfortable to get the win in this one? And obviously we will talk about Fabinho in midfield in a bit, but just based on the away form, Katie, I'll come to you first. Do you think that we're more on a upwards path?
Yeah, it's funny how our away form and home form has switched.
Yes.
I think based on the past few games, we can see the boys performing a little bit more during away games, and I think if we base on our away forms, I think the odds to win this game is actually there. Yeah. If we base it solely on our away forms. I don't know why they somehow perform better in away games. It used to be that at home games, but now it's switched to away games.
It's weird how that's happened, isn't it? Like
weird.
at the start of the season, we were like flying at home, and you couldn't beat us. It was the Fortress Anfield, and our away form was just terrible. And then it's completely switched. It's ridiculous how that's happened.
Yeah.
So on to Klopp's presses now, because I did note down a few things about what he was saying. And the first thing he said was Liverpool's main target was winning a football game. Like, how do you guys feel about that being the target?
I think it's nice. I think he's being realistic at this point of the season.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he can give too much hopes, or saying like, oh, our aim is top 4 or whatsoever. So I think it's just he's saying this as like our aim right now is to take it step by step and just try to start winning games again.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a healthy way to see it, and it puts less pressure on the overall. It's never good to look at the overall picture, and I think that's Liverpool's mentality a lot, is to not look at the bigger picture. What were you thinking?
No, I agree with you guys, really. I mean, the truth is that we are struggling to win a football game. So that ultimately has to be the aim before we can start looking at things like top 4. We won't get top 4 if we don't win a game. So I agree with you guys, and I agree with Klopp.
Yeah, I think from now, I think we can only just be winning games. I mean, there is little ray of sunshines and little bit of hope for top 4 this season, just because of the way that Chelsea today, they dropped points drawing to Leeds. So I'm thinking, these other teams are not that great. I mean, Aston Villa, did they lose points last night? Yes, they did. 1-1, wasn't it?
Yes.
Newcastle.
Yes.
So these teams around the top 4 race are dropping quite a lot of points. I mean, they're gaining a point on us every day, every week, because we're getting 0 points and they're just drawing a lot of games. But that does give us a boost, to try and, from now, especially with Fabinho back in midfield, we should go and win the remaining games, and I think we can do that based on what we saw against Leipzig. But of course, it's different in the Premier League, and we don't know what's going to come for us.
Yeah.
But we just need our players to stay fit from this moment on. Which, okay, so yeah, I was going to say, talking about Fabinho, Klopp mentioned about having faith in his general defending, and having players in front of the defenders, the two centre halves, helping out the defence in midfield. Will this push Klopp now to move Fabinho back into midfield, do you think?
I think absolutely. Yeah, sure. Oh no, you go.
Oh, okay. From his presser, or from the bits that I got from his presser, it seems like he is into Fabinho playing at DM, because I mean, when was it? Was it before the Leipzig game, or was it after the Leipzig game? He was quite ecstatic. Can I say ecstatic? Yeah, he was quite happy with Fabinho playing at DM. He loved it. He enjoyed the performance, and he sounded very enthusiastic about it. So I'm guessing it is a way to go. And then also he spoke about stability in defense. So I think he wants to build our defense around Kabak and Phillips from now onwards. So
yeah,
yeah.
And we will get onto that point. Katie, did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I think during that after Leipzig game, he also mentioned how he spoke to Fabinho, and how Fabinho really showed that he prefers playing as a 6 than as a centre back. And I think Klopp should really start basing our team around around Fabinho as 6, because it is proven that with Fabinho at 6, it really helps out the defense, also the midfield, and the midfield really connects with the forwards as well. So I think the key is indeed Fabinho being back at midfield.
It has
Yeah.
certainly generated a lot of hope for a lot of Liverpool fans. He is referred to the Van Dijk of midfield, so it would be very nice to see him back there. And it does seem like Klopp is more positive towards the fact that Fabinho should be back in midfield. I feel like from Leipzig's
Yeah.
performance, we only see Fabinho in midfield from now on, which is very exciting, and that's what we've been crying for the whole season, and it's happening. So great.
Yeah.
Klopp also recognised the whole Wolves being a defending side, and obviously they've had injuries as well, and you can only sympathise with them, given how our season has been going.
Mhm.
Klopp recognising that this is a defensive side, does that mean he starts Keita?
I think Keita didn't start the Leipzig game, so I think he might start this one.
Yeah.
That's just what I think. So yeah, I think Keita is more suited to play in this game, and someone might get a rest, and we need players to start resting now, to start getting rest anyways. So yeah, I think Keita might.
Yeah, I think Genie would be a key guy to rest in this game and just throw Keita in. I actually wanted to ask about our midfield. What do you think about this Fabinho, Thiago, Keita situation? Because obviously on paper that looks gorgeous. Like I want that all day, every day. But I've noticed that Klopp often takes Thiago off, puts Keita on. Like he doesn't have them both together on the pitch very often. And could the reason for that be that they're quite similar players, where Klopp prioritizes having more two defensive midfielders over two creative midfielders? What do you think the situation is there? I'll come to you, Katie, first.
Yeah, I think Klopp is a coach that prefers stability in midfield, and I understand why he does such. He didn't play Thiago and Keita very often together, because I think Gini brings a lot of stability and assurance in the midfield, and I think he's just a coach that prefers to be a little more defensive in the midfield instead of attacking, because he believes that the forwards are there to do all the attacking instead.
I agree.
So
What
he's
about
just
you? Sorry, go on.
yeah. I'm just saying that.
Sorry, go on, Katie.
I'm just saying that he prefers the midfield to be the protection to the centre backs, especially now that our centre backs are not our first and second choice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. Uno, sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say I agree with Katie. Klopp does prefer stability, but I also wanted to say that I think the reason why he would switch between Keita and Thiago and then leave Fabinho and Gini is because of Gini's ability, really. Like, if you're going to play Gini, you playing him for his abilities in retaining the ball, and part of our game is to keep possession, to always have possession. That is our game as Liverpool, and Gini helps with that. With Keita and Thiago, I don't think they're similar players, but they are players that play risky, basically. So are you really gonna gamble and have two players that are risky, or are you gonna have one that will help you retain the ball according to the system that you play, and then obviously your defensive midfielder, and then a creative one or risky player?
Yeah, the reason why I say that they might be similar in the sense that they are risky and that they are two players that tend to lose the ball because of their risk, whereas Gini is one that retains it. Okay, cool. On to the next point in Klopp's presser, he talked about injuries and that there are no new injuries, and Bobby could be in contention within 2 days' time. Does that mean anything to you about Bobby possibly coming back into the team? Would you? I mean, we'll get onto it when we do the lineups and things. But do you see Bobby worming his way through, or does he need to hold bench for a little while before he can do that?
Can I go?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. For me, I think, or what I would do is I would let Bobby stay at home, not because I'm going about his form or stuff like that. No, it's just we've struggled a lot with injuries, and we have Jota back. Yay, us! But we need to preserve Bobby as well. Why do we have to rush him when he can just take his time, let him sit out this game, let him go fully, and then bring him back in the next game? Unless we have international break in between, but I'm not sure. So I would leave Bobby at home. Sorry, because of that, just to rest him. It's not necessary for him to be rushed back. What's the point? There's still Origi on the bench as well.
Wait, so you wouldn't even have him in the squad, like on the bench?
Depending on the injury that he had, I'd let him just take a bit of time to heal properly.
Yeah, I think it was a knee injury or something. I can't.
Yeah.
I didn't know the details of it. Yeah. Katie, did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I agree with Uno. I think we don't at this point we don't have the necessity to rush him back, because I think our front three as of now can do the job as the forwards. So we don't have the need to rush him. And yeah, even if he's in the squad, I would prefer to see him on the bench and not come in. He should just
Yeah, I agree completely. Also, going on about how there are no new injuries, which is completely wild for Liverpool Football Club this season. What can this mean going forward? The fact that we have no new injuries, and I don't want to piss in the wind, but that is such good news for me. Like going onto Twitter and not seeing someone out for the next game. What can this mean going forward? If it stays like this, if it continues to stay this way.
Well, all I see is top 4, but it feels very weird because when Jota came back and then I saw Bobby injured, I was like, oh, okay, we still going on with the cycle. And then here Bobby's coming back and there's no one else. That just means that someone might get injured on Monday, but I hope not. Fingers crossed. Please, footballing gods, give us a break. We've had enough. So I see top 4. I see us going through to the semi-finals, depending on who we get, hopefully.
Ooh.
So it's good news for me. I'm happy.
Dare I say number 7?
It's too soon. It's too soon.
As for another show.
Let's see who we get. Yeah, let's see who we get.
Yeah. Okay. Did you want to add anything, Katie?
Yeah, I think it's a really pleasant surprise that nobody is injured. And I think if we stay with this squad, it's nice that we have a lot of options for rotation now. And we can play the wanted personnel at their preferred positions. And I think we can start to boot from this momentum to go forward. For pushing for top 4 and even semis for Champions League.
Oh, I like how we're thinking about semis already. Like we haven't even gotten through to the quarters. Fantastic. Anyway, I don't know why I'm so gassed about the Champions League. Why I'm thinking number 7 is near. I need to stop because I'm setting myself up for a massive heartbreak. Okay.
It'd be so
point
bad.
of Klopp's presser. We were talking about the defenders earlier, Kabak and Phillips. Will they continue playing for the rest of the season at centre back? I mean, Klopp, he said he was approving of them physically, and he is striving for consistency now. He did say that. Do you think we will see them play centre back from now on for the rest of the season if there are no new injuries?
I hope so.
Yeah. You can go on.
I was just randomly adding, but I really hope so. I hope that we can just really build our defense around those two. I mean, yes, they are limited, inexperienced, and all that, but really, what worse could go wrong? Really, what could go wrong with them? We've already seen what they're capable of, and we've seen um we've seen what happens when we have two center backs at center back and then our DM at DM and it's working. So why not? Why do we want to change it again? You know?
Mm. And Katie?
Yeah, I think out of the natural centre backs that we have left at the squad, Kabak and Phillips are the biggest two best choices that we have now. And I think
Mhm.
their understanding grows from game to game. And I don't
Yeah.
see the reason why we need to break their partnership apart when they are starting to build a great connection with each other as centre back pairings.
And
So yeah, I
Oh,
think
just
we
to
should
add,
sorry.
please add.
oh, when you're done.
Yeah, I was just saying that we should really stay with them unless there are any injuries. I hope not. Yeah, but we should just stay
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
And what were you gonna add, Uno?
Oh, okay. I don't know who it was. I think it was Fabinho after Leipzig who said that Nat and Kabak were communicating very well, and they managed to also communicate with the rest of the team. I think that is great news, and that just shows that a partnership is already forming between them. So
Absolutely.
why change it?
100%.
Yeah.
And like Klopp was saying in his presser, consistency is key now. And in order for that to happen, these two guys need to build that partnership and play together from here on out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he also did mention Reece Williams and someone called Ben Davis. Like, I'm not sure who that is. I'm really not aware of this Ben Davis fellow,
Is
but
he from the academy?
I have no idea. Like, who the hell is he? But all jokes aside, Klopp was talking about Robbo when Robbo came in and he had this sort of settling in period, and I think the guy asked the question, he compared it with that guy called Ben Davis. Do you think and Klopp said Ben will play when he will play, which is I'm not quite sure what that means, but do you think we will see Davis in a Liverpool shirt this season?
No.
No.
We don't have
Yeah,
any FA Cup games or League Cup games, so I don't think we're going to see him.
That's a fair point. I mean, I think if we were going to see Ben Davies, Klopp would have played him in those FA Cup games and League Cup games. What about you, Katie?
Yeah.
yeah. I think unless there are like another multiple injury occurs at the centre back position, I don't think we will this season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I feel like Klopp's building him up for next season. In terms of the last point of Klopp's presser, he was asked about Diogo Jota. Klopp was sort of praising his versatility, emphasizing the significance of having him back in the squad. And he was talking about how you can just throw in a striker or an offensive player into a team, and all their skills are natural. That you can just throw them in. Whereas with defending, it's more work, and it needs more time. Going on about Ben Davis, and that attack can work from the beginning, from when you come into the squad, and that Jota didn't need a lot of time. Do you agree with that? Do you think that defenders need more time than attackers do coming into a squad?
Yes, very. Because I think defenders have a more complicated system compared to attackers. Like, of course, attackers have their system too. But I think for defending, you need to cooperate. You need to communicate well with the other three in our case we play back four. So
Yeah.
with the other three part of your back line, and you have the system like we play high line. So what's the position? How are we going to shape? I think all that stuff take a lot of time of understanding. So for attackers instead, uh yes, they do have the system of cutting in or someone holding the defenders to them or such stuff. But if you need a goal, you can just throw an attacker there, and somehow attackers can score a goal out of nowhere. So I think that's the case with attackers instead of defenders.
Yeah, I agree there. And did you want to add anything?
The only thing
Sorry,
that I'm
guys,
thinking of
sorry,
is
while you go on at that point, I'm just going to pop to the toilet, so you crack on.
oh, okay. Yeah. I was thinking maybe in our system or the way that we defend the high line and stuff, maybe it makes it a bit difficult for any defender to just come in and adapt to it, because I've seen championship defenders come into a Premier League team. For example, Konza, he came last season, and the same as Matty Cash this season, and they are doing brilliant. They've adapted really well. So I'm guessing it's probably just our system that is a bit complicated, and it's not as easy to play a high line as people think. Because like you said, the communication between the back five actually needs to be there. And I read something today. I think it was Bayern that was playing, and they bought a defender sometime in January or last summer. I can't remember properly. And he made an error by not aligning properly with a high line, and it cost him. So I'm guessing that's the reason why Klopp wouldn't risk defenders, or he's not risking Ben Davies to just come into the system like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I only just came back, so I don't know what you said, but I agree. Anyway, let's move on to the predicted lineups and what desired lineups, what you guys want to see for against Wolves. Let's start with obviously the goalkeeper, the big man. Who do you want to see in goal?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, we didn't talk about Kelleher. About injury.
Oh,
No one asked Klopp about that in the presser.
I read that he's back. Or
You read
yeah, I read this morning. Yeah, I
Oh.
read this morning. But I don't know whether it was a verified account now, come to think of it.
Oh no.
But no, I
It's
read
not that in the news, was it?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to know what's going on with him. I think I heard I can't remember what it was.
It was, from what I read, it was apparently a stomach muscle
Yeah.
injury, something
Oh
like
really?
that.
From what I read, it was a car accident.
Jeez, the guys just
Never mind. Let's
coughing somewhere.
It's fine.
Oh, I would like to see him back on the bench. Like, I am so tired of seeing 13
Yeah.
in my squad. Like, I genuinely didn't think I would see Adrian back in a Liverpool shirt again. And then Kelleher sold me dreams there. But yeah, who are we picking for goalkeeper anyway for the game?
Ellie should be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, Alison. We're all in agreement there.
Yes.
Yeah, Alison.
She's the best.
Yeah. Okay. Right back. I'm going with Trent.
I'm going for Trent as well. I mean, Nico wouldn't be bad, but let's stick to Trent.
Yeah. I mean, just
who will Trent be up against? I can't remember Wolves players right now.
On the right.
What is it? Semedo?
It depends if he plays Adama.
Oh, sorry, not Semedo. Yeah, who is on that side?
Yeah, normally it's Semedo and Adama. So
Oh,
that
isn't
is
it
Adama playing, isn't it?
Neto? Neto is on the right then.
Neto. Wait a minute. Oh no, he actually switches Neto. Sometimes he's on the right, sometimes he's on the left. Okay, yeah, no. Yeah, last time in our game, Podence was on the left and then Neto was on the right. Yeah,
I don't see much
Okay.
of
actually
Podence these
exchange them.
days.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. We're not really going to play Nico there, are we?
Yeah, no, trade is fine.
So I just want to warn you guys, we've got about 9 minutes left. So let's try and whiz through these. Centre back pairings,
Okay.
Taba and Phillips.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
And left back might be a different guy in there, maybe.
If I don't see Timika's guys, I'm gonna riot. Like I'm gonna be so upset.
Yeah.
Yes, I was asked that question just now because I think Simicas did well in Europa League. I think they played Wolves and Simicas did well against Adama.
Yes.
So
Yeah, they played
yeah.
Wolves, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No,
I think-
Simika's has to play.
yes, he's a very decent option. So I don't know why Klopp isn't playing him. I hope he'll play.
Yeah, I genuinely think Simicas should start this one. I really don't know why, but I feel like he will, even though I know that's something he wouldn't do. But I think this game he kind of has to. So yeah, Simicas
He has
for
to.
left back. And midfield. What are you guys thinking for midfield?
Yeah.
Nice one, saucy one.
Yeah. I think how long did Thiago play for against Leipzig? Was it 60 minutes?
Yeah, he came off.
Yeah,
He was
around
quite annoyed at
60
that
minutes.
actually.
Yeah. Okay, no, but I would actually stick to, oh no, give me Fabinho, Thiago and Keita and Gini, sorry, not Thiago. Fabinho, Keita and Gini.
That's my midfield as well. Fabinho, Keita,
Yeah.
Gini. Actually, not Gini. Do you know what? I'd rest Gini in this game and
Jones.
I'd put Thiago.
Fine.
I'd put Thiago.
That could
Did
also
Gini play-
work. Not like, yeah.
Did Gini play the whole 90 minutes against?
No, he came off, but he came
Probably
off like,
80.
yeah, 80th minute.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thiago came off
Yeah.
earlier than him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going for Fabinho, Thiago, and Keita.
Same.
Yes.
I feel like Wolves will be
Yeah, it's
defensive.
fine against Wolves.
Yeah.
They are gonna be.
And we can risk
Yeah.
Fabinho. Obviously, we don't have anyone else other than Fabinho, but I feel like we will be a very possession based in this game.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Okay, front three. I think is a one that picks itself as well. Maybe if we're playing a 4-3-3, then it will.
Yeah, I think it will be the same. Salah, Mane, and Jota.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good front three. Really, it should be good.
Yeah.
Capable. What if he plays Origi though?
I wouldn't. I mean, obviously, he had a great assist against Leipzig, but I don't know if that was a fluke or not because he didn't look up when he crossed that. I don't know. I wouldn't.
I mean, Jota played a lot for
He
someone
did
that's
actually.
coming back from
90 minutes and 60
injury.
minutes.
Yeah, or a 9 between Salah and Mane at the wing isn't a bad option actually. I think if Origi plays as a 9, then I think that would be okay too. But I can see Klopp playing Jota again.
I see it.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
But I wouldn't be too mad if he starts Origi, just based on the fact that we can
Yeah.
bring Jota on if it's not working.
Yeah.
Yes.
But for me personally, I think it will be a Jota, Mane, and Salah front three.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Cool. And just to wrap up, guys, because we've only got about 4 minutes. What do you think score predictions are going to be for this game? I don't like to do predictions because it really annoys. Like, I mean, I just don't like it. I hate doing them, but I will do it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling kind of
Do you know what I'm
confident.
thinking of?
Sorry, go on.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you can. Fine, I'll do it
Yeah,
after.
I was just gonna say, I am feeling kind of confident on the back of that Leipzig win, and the fact that we are playing away from home. I might go for a 2-0 win. I don't. Do I see Wolves scoring against us? Do you know what? Nat is just mad. I mean, Wolves play quite on the ground, don't they? They don't really go in the air, unless Jimenez is in the
Yeah.
but he's not available, is he?
I mean, he was in training, but
Was he in
it
training?
will probably be too soon for him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go for maybe a 2-0. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna score against us. I don't know if that's me overconfident or not, but yeah. What about you? You know?
Do you know what I'm thinking? Hey, you
What?
know how Neto plays, and you know the way
Oh,
that we
wait. I
conceded
forgot
that
about
goal
Neto.
against Chelsea.
Yeah, sorry, I will change mine to a 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
go
So
on.
the way that Mason Mount scored that goal, right? How
Yeah,
he had no one to close him down. That is literally how Neto also
yeah.
does the cutting inside. And I just fear that nobody will be closing him down and he'll get all the time and all the space and then he will just score. I can literally see it.
Yeah.
But just to have a bit of hope in my team, I'm gonna go for a good 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot
Yeah.
about that baller Neto, man. Oh, I hope
Yeah.
he does
Someone's
score
getting
against.
rinsed.
Yeah, I hope he does score against us in the hopes that he's trying to audition for Liverpool Football Club in the summer.
Oh, that would make me so happy.
And Katie, what are your score predictions?
Yeah, funny. I was actually thinking about Neto scoring a wonder goal against us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but actually, if you watch the Leipzig game, we created quite a number of chances, and during the second
Yeah.
half, we could see, starting the second half, we could see the front three connecting well as well. So I think I would go for 2-1 as well. I could see us scoring 2.
Okay,
I
cool.
actually see 3 to be fair. I just said 2 to be safe.
Okay, that's fair enough.
3-1 is gonna be out too.
With the amount of chances we miss, I can't see it personally, but I admire your ambition there. But I'm gonna stop the pod right now because we are running out of time. Thank you, girls, for joining me again on this second podcast. I appreciate it, especially you, Katie.
It's a pleasure.
I love it. I mean, I love doing this. It's so great. Anyway, take care,
Yeah.
guys. And have a nice rest of your
Bye.
day. Bye.